Financial literacy among Malaysians is dismal, with people living for the moment when it comes to spending. And according to Bank Negara Deputy Governor Abdul Rashid Ghaffur, the worst offenders are millennials, many of whom are living on high borrowing costs. Citing a 2015 study, he says 38% of youth relied on personal loans, while 47% were engaged in expensive credit card borrowings. Often they would soon find these debts burdensome, which results in financial problems. He says over 3,400 borrowers between the ages of 20 to 30 years have sought assistance from the Credit Counselling and Debt Management Agency from January to August this year, compared with 3,450 borrowers for the whole of 2016. But it's not just the youth who are in trouble. Citing a separate 2015 study, he says over 75% of Malaysians surveyed had difficulty raising even 1,000 ringgit in an emergency. In a bid to address this, Bank Negara is now working on a 5-year national strategy to elevate financial literacy in Malaysia. Civil servants could be in for a windfall under Budget 2018, with goodies to be announced by PM Najib come October 23rd. Addressing a gathering of civil servants today, the Prime Minister said the government highly appreciates them for their support and for helping to bring progress to the nation, and promised to deliver some good news and improvements in the upcoming budget presentation later this month. He also took a jab at the opposition for accusing the public service of being inefficient and bloated. He reminded officers present that the opposition has even promised to reduce the number of civil servants if they come into power, and warned that civil servants to imagine what their fate could be should the BN administration be unseated. Muda Jaya may widen its tax base under GST to include digital streaming services like iFlix and Netflix. Quoting Customs DG Subramaniam Tulesi, the Malay Mail said such services would be included in the proposed amendment to the GST Act to be tabled in the next Dewan Rakyat session. Subramaniam reportedly explained that the government has to take measures to tax online enterprises, otherwise the government would lose out if it does not amend the existing law. He was quoted as saying that many things are different now in the new age, as online businesses are now a big source of revenue for Muda Jaya. Philippines AirAsia or PAA is said to be planning to raise up to 250 million USD from its IPO, which is targeted for listing by mid-2018. The fundraise would be used to expand its facilities, building hangars and an office building. CEO Dexter M. Comandado told online portal Business World that BDO Capital and Investments Corp will be the underwriter for the exercise, which should be concluded by mid-next year. PAA's IPO had been postponed several times in the past. This coming listing is a move that's in line with the budget carrier's plan to combine the units in the Philippines, Malaysia, Thailand and Indonesia under a single listed ASEAN holding company. PAA currently controls about 10% of the Philippine commercial aviation market, which is dominated by Philippine Airlines and Cebu Pacific Air. Muda Jaya Group has bagged a 118.6 million ringgit contract to build a 16-story office block complex in Sungai Buloh, Selangor. The office complex is to be called Kivia Tower, is part of a proposed development extending over 2,330 acres of land owned by the Malaysian Rubber Board. In a Bursa filing, Muda Jaya said its wholly owned subsidiary Muda Jaya Corp has accepted a contract from KLIAA-KLIACS Consortium. It said the project is expected to be completed by September 2019. The project will contribute positively to the group's earnings for FY17 onwards.